Hi, good morning, grade 12s. Please note, this is a solution to the November 2019 question number 7, as I gave you 2 days ago, and I hope you have done it. If you haven't, watch the video first and then attempt the question so that you get the feel of what to do in this section. Okay, let's read the question, and we did this in the previous video, but let's do this. The important things are that A, B, C, D is a solar panel and it's a rhombus. And because it's a rhombus, remember from grade 10 geometry, the rhombus properties are the opposite sides are all equal, and it's a parallelogram first, and therefore opposite angles are equal and opposite sides are parallel. Very, very important, and you'll see these important facts will help us in the next question. They said they are identical, so that means that if this side is x, then this is going to be x, and this is going to be x, and that's going to be x, that's going to be x, and that's going to be x. Then they also give you that angle ADC is equal to CDE equal to 60 degrees. So that's 60 and that's 60. Remember, this is a special angle and we'll be dealing with trig, so clearly we're going to use that. Okay. They also tell you in the diagram that this is very, very important, that dk is equal to ck. So dk is equal to ck. It would mean that this is going to be half an x or half an x. Now one could write half an x like that, or x over 2. For calculation purposes, I'll prefer that, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. Okay, once we read the questions carefully, try not to overread, meaning look at a question at a time. So let's look at the first question, 7.1. In 7.1, look at the mark scheme. It's 2, so it's going to be obvious. A little bit of thinking is required. It says determine AK in terms of x. Right, now AK is found in this triangle AKD. Now once you know which triangle that you're operating at, it's a right angle triangle. You remember our first page of our notes speaks about the right angle triangle, so clearly we're going to use a trig ratio. Now that's opposite and that's hypotenuse. That's what we want, so therefore it will be sine of AKD is equal to AK over AD, and that's for sine of 60 degrees is equal to AK over x. But sine of 60 is actually the square root of 3 over 2, and AD is x. Cross multiply, you get 2 AK equals to square root of 3x, and therefore AK is the square root of 3 over 2x. Simple grade 10 work. This is application of grade 10 trig. The next question is said for 1 mark, so it means no reasons, just an answer. Write down the value of K, this is K here, K, C, F. Remember, we're now concentrating on the horizontal rhombus, which is shaded in gray. Opposite sides are parallel because it's a parallelogram stroke rhombus. Therefore, co-interior angles are supplementary. Therefore, this must add up. This is 120, and these two angles add up to 180 degrees. Let's look at the solution. Remember, DCFE is a rhombus, also a palm. Opposite sides are parallel. KC is equal to 180, subtract 60 degrees, co-interior angle supplementary. KC is 120, sorry, not 60, 120. Right, straightforward. There's no need for reasons here. There's 1 mark for the answer. Had there been 2 marks, then 1 will be for the reason. Make a note of that. There's 2 things, means there's 2 aspects that you need to write down or calculate or state. Now let's look at the question here. Firstly, this is the last question. So it's a kind of a level 3, level 4 question, but obviously it's a doable one. Many triangles, quadrilaterals are flying in this diagram. It's important in this section that you get a perception of what is going on. Remember, both quadrilaterals are rhombuses, therefore all sides are equal. So from the previous diagram we know that this is x over 2, that's x over 2, that's x, and that's x. Right, let's get down to the question. There's two parts to it. Firstly, they want us to find the area of triangle AKF in terms of x and y. In the initial instruction there was no mention of y, therefore we have to read here. It's further given that angle AKF is y, so that's an angle y. That's the angle in which the solar panel is tilted to the horizontal concrete slab. It says determine now the area of triangle AKF in terms of x and y. Now that's a little strange because now we need to make sure that we understand this question carefully in terms of what we're going to find. So AKF is that triangle, and I just want to know that we found this side from 7.1. So we got that angle from our previous video. An area of a triangle requires two sides and an included angle. That would mean I got an angle, I got a side from 7.1. It would mean I need to find KF. So where is KF? KF is in triangle KCF. Now that's the exact preparation you need to do before you start writing down the solution. So let's go. So in triangles AKF, you notice we've got two sides and an included angle immediately strikes cosine rule. Note the manner in which I stated the cosine rule. I did not use small letters because there are many right angled triangles, and not only right angled but many triangles here and many quadrilaterals. So you need to just write it down like this. So practice this part. As I said, if you haven't done your homework, then watch this video first and then try to do it on your own thereafter. Putting in all the information, KC, remember we said it's half, so it's x over 2 all squared. Don't forget the squaring. Plus x squared, because CF is x squared, minus 2 into x over 2 over times x times cos of 120. Now in this case they don't give any restriction as far as use of calculator, so you can use the calculator. Please watch. This is x squared over 4 plus x squared minus x times minus half. Now don't think for a minute those two will cancel. They won't. You still have to multiply the minus half here. When you use your calculator, you actually here you're going to get x squared over 4 plus 1x plus half an x squared. Remember when you multiply this part out. And when you use your calculator, x over 4 is 1/4 plus 1 plus half will give you 7 over 4. Remember, this is KF squared. This part here is KF squared. That implies KF is equal to the square root. So when we find the square root of, let's just do this a little neater. Oh, damn it, I can't find the eraser. Oh, there we go. When we find the square root, a little bit laborious, but let's go through this. So the square root of 7 over 4x squared, that's not a problem. That will be the square root of 7 over 4x, and because in third rules That's how we got this part here. Please check this out again. When I give you the link of the solution on a PDF file, this part is missing, so you can write it down later on. Now we need to work out the area of triangle AKF. The area of triangle AKF is equal to half times AK times KF times sine of AKF. Put in all the information, it will be half into 3 over 2x into square root of 7 over 2 square root of 3 over 2x into the square root of 7 over 2x times sine of y. Remember, they gave us that to be y. It seemed like a right angle triangle, but it's not. This is the final answer, but let's explain how we got the answer. Okay, so this is 1 over 2, this is square root of 3 over 2, this is square root of 7 over 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Square root of 3 times the square root of 7 is the square root of 21. X times x is x squared times sine of y. I hope this is a good explanation for you. I've taken heed of your request that I should make shorter videos. So let's conclude this video and call it November 2019 solution. And if you haven't done this question, a recommendation, view the video carefully, use the pause button, check the steps, preferably use the laptop if you have, or your phone. Phone is a little bit tough, but check it out and then attempt the question, go back, see where you made a mistake and come forward, and at least some learning will take place. All the best. Wait now for the next video.